What's up, Stat Family? Told you we was coming back with another one. We got NBA Legends revealed why Larry Bird was impossible to stop. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let's get it. I'm talking about we thank you. I'm talking about we really back at it again. I'm talking about we thank you, Lord. Shout everybody out there. Clap it up now. It seems like every time when I get done with that intro, boy, I be ready, man. That intro wake me up. It get me going. I'm talking about we back at it again. We thank you, Lord. Shout out to them real junkies. Shout out to them real legends. Shout out to them real crackhead mama, grandma, auntie, all big DJ. We love you to the end. Y'all already know what game it is. Big Savage back at it again. We thank you, Lord, for another. I swear it's big. Don't forget, y'all really legendary out there. I love it. Guess what, y'all? We done made it to another one. I hope we make it to another one tomorrow. I'm talking about for real. How y'all doing today? I'm talking about I'm enjoying it. Make sure you're smiling in real. I'm talking about the real. I ain't talking about the fake one. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, you're going through it. You don't feel like smiling. You know what to do. Your time is coming. I'm talking about in real life. Wait your turn, because it's really coming if you got the Lord on your side. I'm talking about hell. I thank you now, baby. Back at it again. I'm talking about, yeah, better smile. You woke up. You hear me? I love it every day. I thank you, Lord, every day. I'm talking about for real. It's big. I'm talking about really legendary. Them Bird fans been waiting on Bird fans. I'm talking about goodbye. She's gone. I'm talking about, hey, man, I really feel it. I love it. I'm talking about real energy in here. I'm talking about I ain't faking. I ain't got no script back there. I ain't got no script back there. We ain't going off a script. It's real life. I'm talking about I love it. I thank the Lord for it. Don't forget, y'all legendary. And guess what? We about to get in here and run these real errands, and we're going to get up out of here. That's what we definitely going to do. How y'all doing today? I love it, though. I'm talking about I really love it. I can get up here and fake it one time. I love it. I swear, though. It's big. Don't y'all forget it. I'm talking about really legendary. Don't forget, Lord, we thank you now. I'm talking about every day now. We ain't forgot about you. We ain't gonna forget about you now. Can't forget about the Lord. Now, he big out here. Done walks up to seeing another one. I get to do another video and upload it. You hear me? This shit big right now. I'm talking about in real life. It might not hit different to them other creators, but me, man, hey, man, every obstacle is legendary to me. You hear me? I'm talking about for real. As soon as you press the button on that motherfucker, I'm talking about really legendary. I thank you, Lord. Don't forget. Shout out to y'all. Y'all big out there. Have it. I love it, though. You dig? Let's get down to it. I be excited. I be really excited, too. I don't be faking that. Like, I really be for real. I be wanting y'all to know that. Like, I really be for real. This me in real life. Like, this is no act. It's no act. If you really know me, this me in real life. I'm talking about for real. Now, if you don't know me, you ain't gonna know. But shout out to them real legends that really know me for real, for real.
Very,
You know what?
so tough.
He was never going to say never. He was very competitive. He was going to, like I said, always do something on the offensive end.
I didn't get to play with Larry Bird, but I heard all the dope stories, and his reputation, what you hear is what it was. You know, Larry Bird who came from the Indian.
Would tell you straight up, hey, it's 5 seconds on the clock. I'm gonna be in that left corner. DJ is gonna pass the ball to me. They gonna get it to me. I'm gonna bust. We gonna win. Is that the truth?
I rubbed my hands looking at him. Like,
Real truth.
Your ass, man.
What year was this for you?
This was my first year.
Okay.
And that day, they came out with that morning they came out with a USA Today article, and they said that Larry didn't have it no more. Ooh. So he came out that night to make a statement, and I was just the prime candidate to be. Yeah. Before the game, he told me, he was like, he just shook his head at me. He said, man, it's gonna be a for you.
Most basketball fans think they know the story of Larry Bird. They've seen the highlight reels, the clutch shots, and the championship moments. But watching Bird dominate is very different from understanding what it was actually like to defend him. The players assigned to stop him, including some of the greatest defenders in NBA history, often describe the same frustrating experience. No matter how much they studied his game or prepared for the matchup, Bird always seemed to find a way to control it. He wasn't the fastest player or the most explosive athlete, yet he consistently outsmarted and outplayed everyone in front of him. Right. His combination of elite shooting, basketball IQ, pinpoint passing, and relentless confidence made him one of the toughest players the game has ever seen. In this video, we'll hear from the players who faced Bird firsthand as they explain why slowing him down felt almost impossible. One of those voices is John Salley, a four-time NBA champion who played with the Detroit Pistons, Chicago Bulls, and Los Angeles Lakers. Having shared the court with legends like Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, Salley knows exactly what greatness looks like. So when he names Larry Bird as the hardest player he ever had to guard, it's an opinion backed by years of competing against the very best.
But obviously he was the hardest to cover. I mean, Wilkins, guys like that were tough to cover.
Larry Bird was the hardest to cover.
Really?
Magic Johnson too, because Magic Johnson would back down and start the offense. Most point guards started from the top of the key. Magic would start it from the box. If you didn't come double him, he was going to shoot a hook shot over a 6'1", or 6'2" guy.
So
or
Larry
like
Bird,
Dennis, a 6'8" guy.
Larry Bird was the hardest?
Larry Bird was, for me, the hardest. Larry Bird had a bad back, which I also believe was a compacted colon, right? Because it gives you
How much longer would his career have gone
if I would have let him know, and we would have literally been able to do the things.
Yeah.
And if Larry would have been doing Pilates and
yoga
and yoga and strengthening,
meditation,
whatever, maybe he wouldn't have had those back problems.
Because he didn't need the athleticism necessarily like a lot of these other guys. Because he's almost like Joker.
But he was really athletic.
No, I'm about to say no. He ain't like no Joker. Chill out.
He may have looked
slow. They don't understand.
But he wasn't slow. He
right,
was
Sally.
down and dunking on people.
I was looking. Like, I seen it.
You know,
kind of like Luka looks slow, but he's shifting.
No, it ain't like Luka.
Larry.
Really?
Nowhere close.
Thank you, Sally.
Nowhere close.
Thank you,
Anthony
Sally.
Mason had just earned his opportunity in the NBA after being called up
Sally know what we talking about. Sally know what the hell we seen.
With his powerful build and incredible strength, he immediately stood out as a player who looked ready for the highest level of competition. Coaches admired his physical presence, and opponents knew he could hold his own against anyone. Although he was still early in his NBA journey, Mason had all the tools to make an impact. But when Larry Bird saw him across the court, he didn't see an intimidating defender. He saw another challenge waiting to be conquered.
Remember Anthony Mason, just as a kind of point forward power guy, just big, strong guy. We're playing. He's in New Jersey now. They call him up and from the D League or the CBA or whatever it was called back then. And he's sitting out there, man. That guy's like, he's got, muscles everywhere. So before the game, Larry looks at him. He goes, "Hey, Kevin," that's it. He goes, "Look at this guy, man." He's standing. He goes, "Look at all those muscles." And Anthony Mason's just standing there, kind of posing. And then Larry looks at him and goes, "Yeah, all those muscles aren't going to help you tonight." He says, "I'm going to bust you up." And Larry would shoot the ball and yell muscles when he was shooting it. And I just kind of laughed about it. He was a piece. That's what I tell people. Wow. Larry is a funny guy. He makes fun of himself. He's self-deprecating. Larry is a lot different than you see the button-down Larry that he is in public. Is a lot different than the Larry that we saw all the time. And I was lucky enough. I did a little thing for him for NBA TV, and we got together and played some golf and had a few beers. And within 2 minutes, we were just laughing about old stuff and had a great couple of days with Larry and his wife Dinah and his son Connor. So
Byron Scott battled Larry Bird during one of the greatest rivalries in NBA history, when the Lakers and Celtics faced off in unforgettable playoff battles. Sharing the court with Magic Johnson and competing against legends like Michael Jordan gave Scott a front row seat to some of basketball's greatest talent. Very few players ever surprised him, and even fewer earned his complete respect. But Larry Bird was different. On one unforgettable possession,
Really different.
Bird reportedly told the Lakers exactly what he was about to do before the play even started, and then carried it out flawlessly, leaving everyone watching in disbelief.
A lot of people don't know this. You probably know this, Dan, but Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. And he told me two things one game. You know, our rotations, double teaming Kevin McHale always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting it. You know, so he shot one, and I mean, I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, Scott, you're a little too late. You know, a little too late. So we in the last
real legend, man.
He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over in that corner. He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking a ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ.
the late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a three. It's like, are you effing kidding me? It's my Larry Bird story.
Bird used to tell people, I remember.
You never get old, for real. If you're a real fan, you never get old. I understand that.
StackMan, yeah.
X, I'm going to get the ball right here. I'm going to shoot a jumper right in your face. And then he
It sounds just like
shot it right in his
yeah,
face.
Patrick crazy.
And Bird says to X, I told you I was going to do it.
I like your accent. I like it. That's pretty good. But that was Larry.
Yeah, Patrick crazy.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking. But it's trash talking. You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking. But he would tell you before the play even started. He just come out and say, you know, guys, you ain't got to worry. This is where the ball going. I'm going to catch it over here. And he would tell you to play and catch it over there and shoot it.
James Worthy spent nearly a decade battling
Come on now,
in one
big
of the
game.
fiercest rivalries the NBA has ever seen.
Hold on, big game. Here she is.
Of the Showtime
Big
Lakers.
game out there,
Won
man.
3
Come on,
championships
man.
And faced both
What?
Celtics on basketball's
Shout
biggest
out to them
stage
Tar
multiple times. Those unforgettable matchups created intense competition, and like many of his teammates, Worthy had every reason to view Bird as his biggest rival. The Lakers and Celtics were constantly fighting for supremacy, making Bird the player they wanted to defeat more than anyone else. But as the years passed and the rivalry became history, Worthy reflected on those battles with a different perspective, offering honest praise for the player he had spent so many years trying to overcome.
The Lakers-Celtics thing, where apparently one of these seasons, you guys played the Celtics 4 times in the preseason?
Yes.
Is 4 times in the preseason?
Yes.
Why would the NBA put 4 times in the preseason?
They made a lot of money. Made a lot of money.
And if you recall, in the 70s, the NBA was going through an image issue. They were having some problems. They didn't really have an identity. Commissioner Stern comes in 1983, and he capitalizes on 2 people. One name was Larry Bird, another name was Magic Johnson. They had played at college, Indiana State, Michigan State. Then you got Larry Bird playing for the Celtics. You got Magic Johnson playing for the Lakers. And then he consummates this huge CBS contract. And he says, I have something right here. I got blue collar Boston, and I got Showtime kind of Tinseltown Los Angeles. And he worked on that. He built that up. Never have we played 4 times preseason. And we had 4 games. There was fights every game in October. And I'm fresh, I'm fresh out of college, and I'm like, what's going on? I said, it feels like June and October, and man. And then
It's about real playoffs.
Talked to Bill Sharman, who recently passed on, who was the true Zen master of the Lakers. He won 33 games in a row, 1972 championship. I talked to him, and then he told me the history of the Celtics and the Lakers. The Lakers had never beaten the Celtics. I think the Celtics beat them like 8 times.
In 1987, Dennis Rodman sparked one of the NBA's biggest controversies when he suggested that Larry Bird received extra recognition because he was white, arguing that Bird would be viewed differently if he were black. The comments quickly became a major story across the league and drew widespread media attention. The debate reached players, coaches, and fans alike, with Isaiah Thomas later attempting to clarify the situation after his own remarks became part of the controversy. Larry Bird responded calmly, choosing not to escalate the discussion. Even years later, Rodman's comments remained one of the most talked about moments of his early career and continue to be remembered whenever Bird's legacy is discussed.
Well, I remember after playing the Celtics that year, you made a comment. You said, Larry Bird is overrated in a lot of areas. Why does he get so much publicity? Because he's white. You never hear about a black player being the greatest. When you look back on that, do you still agree? Do you think that Larry Bird was overrated, or do you think you were just mad at the time?
No, I told you. I just said I was green. I was just saying anything, man. Just because, you know what, I was frustrated because guess what? I got my ass whooped by this kid. You know, so that's why I probably said something like that. Not because I was angry or hatred and stuff like that. No, it just came out like that, and because I really wasn't paying attention to the whole league. I was just paying attention to my team and stuff like that. And I was just wondering why this guy's so good, or what I call it, I like great. And so I think I would have said the same thing about if it was black. I think I would have said the same thing. I said, you know, I would have said something in a different direction, but so happy he had to be, you know, Larry Bird, and I apologize that many times over.
As more stories emerged about
you good, Rob. We already know, man.
Many fans
we know.
began to understand why Bird earned so much respect from even his toughest opponents. Night after night, Rodman used his strength, energy, and defensive intensity to challenge the league's best players, but Bird consistently found ways to outsmart him. His combination of confidence, basketball IQ, and relentless competitiveness made him one of the most frustrating players to defend. Even Rodman, one of the greatest defenders in NBA history, eventually acknowledged just how difficult it was to slow Bird down, adding another chapter to the legend of one of basketball's greatest competitors.
I didn't know the rivalry was like that until I got to participate in the first game in 1986, 87, and I tried to do my best to guard Larry Bird. It didn't work too well. He kind of schooled me a little bit. He kind of schooled me the whole game. Every game we played, he said, Dennis, are you guarding me? Take that for you. All right, I take that, Larry.
Wow.
You know, there was a jump shot. I said, Dennis, you like that? I said, you know what, man? The hell with you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But after a couple of years under my belt, I said, okay, great. I belong in this league, brother. I belong in this league, and all of a sudden now Larry Bird started to respect me. Then you can see at the last the years we played in the Silverdome that you saw that brawl that when I blocked Larry Bird's shot, Bill Lambert came over and I fell backwards, and Bill Lambert came and gave Larry a chop, you know, with a forearm. Then all of a sudden the melee, that's when the rivalry started really to happen right there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I said, oh man, I'm in the league now. This is fun now. This is fun. This is fun. So I became the quiet assassin with the bad boys. I did my job. I did the dirty work. I love the work. I love the people, and that just drove me to do bigger and better things for the Detroit Pistons. And you know, I just joined the bad boys because I loved it.
Yeah. You just mentioned your matchups against Larry Bird. I'm a basketball historian and a basketball analyst, and especially with the old school basketball. I noticed in your rookie season, every single time you entered the game, you guarded Larry Bird. And I was wondering, was Chuck Daly the one who put you, a rookie, on Larry Bird, or was it you?
I just think the fact that he saw a guy, I think Chuck Daly, bless his soul, loved that guy. He's like a god. I think the fact that he saw I was so elusive, I had so much energy. He figured that I can just sit there for 48 minutes a game and just guard anybody in the world. And he put the trust in me. And I always told Chuck, I said, Chuck, just let me play. Let me play. I just want to do anything you want me to do. Just let me play. He said, Dennis, go call Larry Bird. And at that point, I didn't know who the hell Larry Bird was. I just thought he was a white guy that's in the NBA. That's what I thought it was. And next thing they said, you know, he reminded me that Dennis, that's a legend. I said, all right, great. Now what? Now go out there and play, right? That's me. Go out there and play his ass. Okay, great. The more I play Larry Bird, all of a sudden now I got to figure out this game belongs to Dennis Rodman as far as defense and rebounding. And I became this such a phenomenon as far as like, that was my determination to go out and stop the best guys, the best player on each team. That was my job.
Michael Cooper spent his entire NBA career facing some of the greatest players in basketball history, and few rivalries were bigger than his battles with Larry Bird. As a key member of the Lakers, Cooper met Bird in the Celtics in multiple NBA finals, studying every detail of his game and using every defensive strategy possible. Widely regarded as one of the best perimeter defenders of his generation, Cooper even won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award and successfully limited stars like Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and George Gervin in individual matchups. Yet despite all of his defensive skill and preparation, Bird remained one of the toughest players he ever had to guard. Time and again, Bird found ways to score, create opportunities, and take control of the game, leaving even an elite defender like Cooper with few answers.
When I first got to San Antonio, he's like, you see all the stars you got, if you want to get on the court, you got to play defense. Larry Bird, one of the best basketball players of all time, talked about you as being one of the best defenders ever. You was. How did you feel hearing it from a guy like Larry Bird?
You know what? One of the things, we all know this, playing against your peers, you always want to be respected.
Right.
And he was one of the best. I never tried to hurt him or anything like that. Like, you know, Detroit had the Jordan rules and Philadelphia, and I just tried to play Larry head up and just play him as honest as I could, because the great ones, you're not going to affect them with that bullshit to come.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pulling their shirts, talking shit to him, but you couldn't talk to Larry because he ignored you. But to hear him say that shows me that the things that I was doing on the court was the right way to do it. And again, just being respected by your peers is always nice.
Take me into preparing for being one of the best defenders ever. Take me into preparing for guarding a star like Larry Bird. Like, what do you do? Like, how do you prepare for a game? Because, like, I don't know if they had scouting reports like they did back then, because we had scouting reports.
Yeah.
Did y'all have scouting reports as well?
We had scouting reports, but again, it was a lot of video. You know, we used to have beta and VHS, those big things. So just a lot of video watching of him, like watched all his games back then. A lot of our games was on tape delay, so we had a chance to play, and then after the game, I'd come home and watch our game and then watch his. So preparing for the great ones, though, is going to always be hard, because it's not about anybody in the NBA and in basketball in general can get a shot off.
Right.
And I think as a defensive-minded person, and Jack, you probably attest to this a little bit, all you want to do is affect their shot just a little bit. Alter it, make them shoot a little bit higher. But the one thing that I've always recognized about great offensive players is there are spots on the court that they shoot the ball well from. Mm-hmm. And George Gervin told me, he said, listen, if I get to my spot, ain't shit you can do with me. So, and thinking about that, my job was just to keep him off that spot. And Larry, that's what I tried to do with him. But, you know, people ask me all the time, who's the hardest player? And I always say him, because I played against Michael Jordan, George Gervin, Andrew Toney. And those guys, when they pass the ball, they have a tendency to take a break for a second. Larry's never going to take a break. Larry's going to go get an offensive rebound. He's going to go set a back pick. He's going to do something to impact that possession. So that's why he was the hardest.
He's about, what, 6'8", 6'9"?
6'9".
6'9".
Yeah. Constantly on the moves. Crazy.
J.J. Redick has earned respect both as a former NBA player and as one of basketball's most recognized analysts. However, in 2024, one of his comments about Larry Bird sparked a strong reaction throughout the basketball world. Redick suggested that Bird's era was less physically demanding than today's game, and argued that the defensive pressure Bird faced was often exaggerated compared with what players like Stephen Curry experience in the modern NBA. Those remarks quickly became a topic of debate, especially among former players who competed during Bird's career. One of the strongest responses came from Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins, who strongly disagreed with Redick's assessment and defended the toughness and physicality of the era in which Bird played.
There was a debate on ESPN with a former player and J.J. Redick just recently, and they were debating Bird and Curry. And one of the things they said is that Redick said is that Curry has faced more physicality. We called him out on it.
Let me say something. First of all, Redick don't know what the hell he's talking about. I will say it, right? I agree. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm like, what basketball was you watching?
I don't know what he was watching.
As idiotic as that is ridiculous. The physicality that was a part of the league. Hey, look, when you can put your hand on a guy's hip and make him go a certain way, if you can put that elbow in his chest to slow him up, which we call slowing a guy up when you coming down the lane, so how many guys can deal with that type of pressure? And for J.J. Redick, who played this game, I'm very disappointed that he said something so stupid. This is the thing I'm having a problem with. Bird was a big guy who got bumped all the time. You know, we played around the basket more than guards played around the basket. So I don't understand the logic of him saying that. When clearly those big guys, even to the big guys today, they get touched a little bit more than little guys because they're around the basket. So it just don't make sense when, this is the thing I hate the most. We had our time. It was a great time. It's their time now.
Yes.
But don't crap on us to prove your point. Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense and it's not valid. Yeah. But the same thing, they look at Sam and myself, oh, the big old guys hating.
No,
hate on what? I don't hate on these guys.
You're responding right now.
Yeah.
You're not.
I don't hate on these guys. These guys are great. I just don't like the disrespect. Yeah. And to say that about Larry Bird, it was less physical. Is he stupid?
Back MVP.
It's just a stupid comment to make. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with Steph Curry or Larry. Yeah. It's the content.
Exactly. We just broke down the end result.
It doesn't make sense. And he should know better than that. Yeah. And I don't care what he feel about me, you know, what his response might be, but when I hear that, I'm like, you really don't know, do you?
Mike Woodson has spent.
He don't really watch the game
basketball. Both as
you gotta really watch that shit, ready.
Giving him a unique perspective on what true greatness looks like.
About full game.
While discussing Indiana Hoosiers basketball, he unexpectedly brought up Indiana State legend Larry Bird, even though the conversation wasn't directly about him. That alone showed the level of respect Bird continues to command. For Woodson, Larry Bird represented the complete basketball player, someone who could score, pass, rebound, lead, and make the right play in every situation. Even years after Bird's retirement, his name remains the standard that many basketball minds use when describing a player capable of doing everything at the highest level.
Larry Bird, when I'm starting my team, Larry Bird's on my first team. Right.
Man, what?
Everything, right.
I'm talking about in real life.
Hey, I agree. I'm a Larry Bird fan too. I'm a big Larry Bird fan. But football had overtones like Larry. You know, he could pass, he could shoot, but his knees just wouldn't allow him to play, man. And it's a shame because the Indiana fans, Hoosier Nation, really never got to see a guy who I thought could really, really be a great player, man.
Woodson has also recalled that in an older podcast that is no longer widely available, he considered Michael Jordan and Larry Bird the two greatest trash talkers he ever encountered because they always backed up every word with their performance. That opinion carries weight because, like everyone featured in this video, he experienced it firsthand. These weren't fans watching from the sidelines or analysts looking back years later. They were the players standing across from Bird, trying everything possible to slow him down. They heard his predictions, felt his confidence, and still couldn't stop what was coming. Despite coming from different teams, eras, and experiences, they all reached the same conclusion. Larry Bird wasn't just an incredible scorer or passer. He was a complete basketball player whose skill, intelligence, confidence, and relentless competitiveness made him one of the toughest opponents the game has ever seen. Larry Bird didn't just beat his opponents with talent. He defeated them with preparation, intelligence, and an unmatched competitive mindset. He always seemed one step ahead, reading the game before anyone else and often telling defenders exactly what he planned to do before making it happen. That level of confidence wasn't just for show. It came from years of mastering every detail of the game. Many of the NBA's toughest competitors eventually admitted how difficult he was to stop. Dennis Rodman later acknowledged that Bird consistently got the better of him, while James Worthy has spoken about the pressure Bird created whenever he touched the ball during the 1987 NBA Finals. Those moments only reinforced Bird's reputation as one of the smartest and most unstoppable players basketball has ever seen. Dominique Wilkins publicly defended Larry Bird's legacy when he felt people were undervaluing what Bird accomplished on the court. Mike Woodson, after spending a decade in the NBA, has also praised Bird's legendary trash talk, saying it carried weight because he always backed up every word with his performance. Even members of the legendary Showtime Lakers, who battled Bird in some of the greatest finals matchups in history, have openly acknowledged the challenge of competing against him. When you put all of these first-hand accounts together, a clear picture begins to emerge. This isn't just a story built on highlights or championship trophies. It's the testimony of players who faced Larry Bird at the highest level and walked away with lasting respect for his greatness. Decades later, many of them still struggle to fully explain what made him so special, but they all agree on one thing. Larry Bird was one of the most complete, intelligent, and unstoppable competitors the game has ever seen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with fellow basketball fans. We'll see you in the next one.
Real legend. I'm talking about for real. I really can't believe what Reddit said though. Like you really said that? Come on, man. Like, please, learn. Like, please really go learn the game and watch the game. What I learned though, players today don't watch history of the game. Y'all need to watch the history of the game. You need to know what's going on in the league. You need to know what happened back then. You need to know your history in the league. Especially if you play. That's crazy. Like, you really play and you don't know your history of the league? Come on, man. You really said that, Reddit? Come on, man. Cut it off. I know why you said it, because you ain't really watched it for real. You ain't really, like you ain't, because if you really don't watch it for real, man, what? That should never been uttered out your mouth. Come on, man. Seriously. If you really done watched it and paid attention to the game of basketball, I'm talking about 94 feet. I'm talking about both ends, not just one side of the basketball. You watch both ends of the basketball, you feel me? Offense and defense. And let y'all know that's content. We had to get y'all offense and defense. Make sure y'all pay attention to both ends of the court. Not just when somebody shoot and score. Make sure, I'm talking about when they rotating on defense and everything. I'm talking about a rebound. I'm talking about a pass. I'm talking about motherfucker taking the ball out, everything. You need to be, man, your eyes need to be glued to the TV if you really want to learn something. If you don't want to learn, then cut it off. Yeah. But us, when we watching to learn. We don't watch that motherfucker just be watching. I'm talking about real hoop shit, you hear me? I ain't talking about goddamn what a name. We watching to really learn. Come on, man. Cut it out, Ready? You know better. And you really done put the work in and went to the league and you up here playing like that? Cut it. You know better than that. Shout out to Dennis Rodman. Rodman, we already know, you feel me? We already know what Bird is. Bird real legend. We already know Bird will torch every single body. Literally. I ain't seen that nigga get stopped one time. If he do get stopped, that nigga missing shots. That's the only way. I'm talking about as in somebody guarding him, locking up. Never seen it. Never. Never. That nigga torching real defenders out there, man. Prime defender. That nigga had a prime Dennis Rodman guard. That nigga had a prime Michael Cooper guard. Stop it. I'm talking about really out there working, really hooping. On both ends of the floor now. Rotating on defense and all. I'm seeing it all. And please stop with the Bird play like Luka and Jokic. Let's stop playing. Let's stop it. Do y'all watch the game of basketball? Bird really out there hooping for real, man. I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about the goddamn whole team feed off Bird energy. You can see it when it's on. Man, you can really see this shit if you're really paying attention to the game. Excuse my language. The whole team feed off Bird, what he doing. Oh, man. I seen it like it was slowing down. Bird got back in the game. Damn team done picked it up. I said, this nigga really that good. Seriously. I'm talking about really take the ball out every time. Bill Walker was right about that. Really do. Come on, man. IQ shit. IQ. I'm talking about the greatest small forward of all time. Literally. Let's stop playing with Bird name. We still playing a little bit. You feel me? Let's stop playing and say, no. Let's stop doing that Luka and Jokic like Bird. No, they're not. Totally different. If you watch the game of basketball and really watch how Larry Bird played the game of basketball. Really watch the game of basketball. Really look at it. That nigga is really cold. I'm talking about for real. I'm not up here playing. No. This shit is not scripted. I'm going off real stuff and what I really seen based off all the footage I done watched. I'm talking about I ain't come here to watch it just for a view. I really came and watched it to really learn and see like, man, is this nigga Bird really this good? Man, you know how surprised I was when I seen it? What? I'm still surprised to this day. I still can't believe that nigga was really that good. I'm talking about for real. I'm not up here playing. It's serious. We ain't got time to be playing that. The man want cold, you want cold. That nigga was really cold. Torching prime defenders out there. What? Seriously. Let's cut all the playing out. Like, come on, man. Let's stop playing. Let's be for real. All the script reading. Man, let's be for real. Like, come off your head with it. Really say what you mean. Bird, you really that guy. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say, man. I'm like, what? Shout out to Big Game James, man. Big Game James, no. Everything Big Game James said was legit. I felt that. Well, Bird said that McDaniel, I'm gonna get it right here, X. Come on, man. You know what time it was. Goodbye. She's gone. You already know what time it was. I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about real fan here now. It's big. Real fan here, man. I'm talking about Big Bird, man. What? The greatest small forward of all time. Y'all know who shoot that motherfucker like Bird, though? That motherfucker KD come down and shoot that motherfucker like Bird, man. All jokes aside, I'm talking about that motherfucker come down. I'm talking about consecutive. Yes, sir. Shot at me, KD. I'm talking about really do. Might not have no championship like all that other stuff. But I'm talking about as in playing. Man. That motherfucker KD shoot that motherfucker like Bird. I mean, hey, all right? I'm talking about for real now. Motherfucker KD ain't gonna play with you. KD cut down there. Come on, knockdown. I'm talking about for real. I said, yeah, KD got that shit like Bird. I'm talking about, hey, all right? I love it now, hey. It's big. Don't forget y'all legendary. I love it. I enjoyed it. We thank you, Lord, for another. Make sure y'all be good. Make sure y'all stay prayed up. And make sure y'all be safe. You know what?